Hey everyone, my name is Heather Havenwood, and welcome to another edition of Like a Boss Insights with influencers and entrepreneurs and badasses like you. So today's going to be kind of cool. So listen up. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's about money talk, money talk, money talk, money mindset. So today I have Dr. Steve G. Jones, is a well-known hypnotherapist to celebrities, Fortune 500 executives, actors, and much more. He's been featured in Forbes, People Magazine, CNN, NBC, CBS, Bravo TV, and so much more. He specializes in helping others to achieve their best life possible, and in particular is good at reprogramming people's money mindset towards one that naturally makes them a magnetic for wealth and prosperity. Ooh, if I had effects right now, I'd have like money coins coming down, but I don't have that. So Steve G. Jones, thanks for joining us.
Heather, Ann, I am honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be a ton of fun. I'm super excited to have you because we all love money mindset. We can just like program our brains to like, everything's amazing, right? That's what you do, right?
That is the plan, yes.
Just like that. Okay, so just like that. So let's just dive into it. I love the fact that you help celebrities and actors. And by the way, where are you in the world right now? Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I live in Las Vegas, Nevada currently.
Of course, Las Vegas. I was thinking LA or Vegas, right? If you're working with celebrities and actors, you're probably there.
I used to live in LA. When I had my office in Beverly Hills, 90210, I was in Beverly Hills, California for 4 years, but I got tired of the state taxes.
Yeah, I get it. Someone just said to me recently, the moment they passed the state line, they made $50,000. So I get it. Okay, so let's dive in. How long have you been doing this?
Well, since 1985, so that is a while. And it's morphed in that time. You know, we don't sell cassette tapes anymore, now the CD is gone. I thought that would be the big thing. That came and went, and now it's MP3s.
Right. I actually still say cassette and MP3 is like CDs. I totally understand what you're saying. So you don't look that old. You look amazing and young. So you must be doing hypnotherapy that you're always going to look young and amazing. Is that right?
Thank you. It's because I'm not under the oppression of state tax.
The oppression has been lifted.
That's why you look so young. You live in Texas. You don't have state tax either.
I have no oppression of state tax either.
That's our secret.
That is the glory of no state tax. That's so true. All right, so let's just talk about it. If someone right now is in a rut and financially, and they're like, come on, this is how hypnotherapy, blah, blah, blah. You know, how does this actually work? Because can you just kind of talk us through hypnotherapy? I know there's a lot of friends of mine who are very anti-hypnotherapy. I'm good with it. I've actually been hypnotized. I believe in it. But I do know some people that are very like, oh, I can't be hypnotized, or, oh, I don't believe in that. Can you just talk about that for a second?
Yeah. Well, hypnosis, a hypnotic state is natural for every human being. We go in and out of it all day long. When you wake up and hit the snooze button, you go back down to alpha and then perhaps theta and delta, which are lower states. And then the music goes off again. You wake up, you go into beta, full awakening consciousness. So throughout your day, you'll go between beta and alpha. Anytime you're spacing out, like driving, or if they go to cubicle land and sit there in the cubicle, they can space out and go down to alpha. Beta is full awakening consciousness. Alpha is that kind of like not really paying attention, letting it go on autopilot part of the day, which is a lot of the day. That's hypnosis. Anything alpha or lower is hypnosis. The only difference between what I do in an office and what happens to you every day of your life, anyone, is two things. Number one, I cause you to go into that hypnotic state rather than your life just taking you there. And number two, I put positive suggestions in your mind while you're there. So anyone who says they can't be hypnotized, they're already going in and out of hypnotic states all day long and getting fed information.
Okay, yeah, and they're getting that information, and that actually is playing out into their reality. Would you say? Yeah.
Yes. And I respect the fact that people's egos are so strong that they think that I could never be, me. No, I'm too smart. I'm too intelligent.
Yeah.
That's for idiots. That's for mushy-minded people. No, sorry. The bad and good news is we're all human. We all have the same architecture. Some ego structure is different. That's what's accounting for the I can't be hypnotized, but that doesn't affect the structure at all.
Yeah, you have a brain. You have a human brain, therefore it can be hypnotized, period. End of story, conversation, right? Right. No, it's true. There is someone in my life, and they were like, oh, I can't be hypnotized. That'll never happen to me. I'm not hypnotized. And I was like, wow, you don't have a brain. You're not a human being. It looks like you are a human brain, right? So but I think one of the challenges with that, and it is an ego thing, because we all want to resist that we are being hypnotized at, right? And we want to feel like we're in control all the time. And I think it's a feeling of wanting to be in control versus out of control.
Right.
Right. So speak to that for a second. When you're dealing with, high-end celebrities and Fortune 500 executives, when they're there, like they're at the top of their game and they're coming to you, there must be some kind of experience for them of lack of control or fear of out of control, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Usually when they've come to a hypnotherapist, and especially paid what I charge, they are ready for change, but there's still part of them that has that, even though they know they've paid good money and they're invested in it, they want it to change, it's their benefit for them to change, that ego still holds on to that. So sometimes there is that resistance, even in the hypnotherapy office. We have techniques for dealing with that, of course, because we've been around a while. So what's that farmer says, we cover a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, or something like that. So we have ways of dealing with that. All of that's built into the session. But yes, some people do have a strongly resistant ego.
Yeah, I get it. Celebrities, they're already at a certain level, so they're obviously said they're feeling some kind of block. But we're, people who are listening right now going, hey, well, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a Fortune 500 executive. How can, working with you, and how can that working with you, and I know you have a product coming out and free reports, we're gonna talk about that in just a second, but how can, understanding what you do and how you do it, how can it help them today?
Well, I think that it can help them today by realizing that they've been programmed. They're being programmed every day. Everyone is being programmed all the time by everything they hear. You might as well get appropriate programming that's going to set you on a trajectory to where you actually want to be, rather than whatever you happen to be randomly picking up now. We do that to some degree with our friends we choose and the things that we read, but this is a program that's all-encompassing. It's got an ecosystem, other people working on the same goals you can interact with, for example, hypnosis coming at you, learning modules, so you're getting the conscious learning all coming at you in a focused effort to get you to change.
What is one thing that someone who's listening to us right now, what is one thing they can do, a step that they can do right now to make a difference, to go towards what they want in life?
Well, the one thing you can do is, first of all, acknowledge what we were talking about earlier, which is you're human. We're all human. We're all the cars. We all have the same kind of engine. You may think you're different, but architecturally we could show that that's not the case, and that's okay. That's the great news once you embrace it, because we've figured out ways to rewire what you are. As soon as you embrace what you are and adopt the technology and understand that you need to work within the framework of a technology that understands that and represents that and utilizes it to your best, higher focus that you have, then you can start moving forward.
So the first thing I hear you say is just acknowledging that we are consciously and subconsciously hypnotized all the time. Is that right?
Right. We're not hypnotized all the time, but we are hypnotized. We are in and out of hypnosis quite a bit.
Okay. So people talk about the outer world is a reflection to the inner world. Can you just talk about your own philosophy around that and how you handle that?
Yeah, I believe that we create our own world. I believe that your outer world, whatever's around you, is a reflection of your inner world, which is just a collection of your programming from the past. You just stored all this data, and this is what the ego accepts it as. This is me, this is I, that's the other out there, and then we have the persona to interact with the world. So everything that we've created in our world is a reflection of that. Even if we go into Jungian type models and look at the shadow being that part of ourself that we repress because, oh, I'm not that way, I'm this way.
Right.
And so even that becomes part of our world because it shows up in the fact that we so strongly fight against it. So everything inside ourselves is just being, and that doesn't even get into projection when we project on other people. So everything about our reality is generated from right here.
So when someone's saying to I can just hear, like, I feel like sometimes I tap into people with their thinking, right? So they're like, okay, Steve, yeah, that sounds good. But I have these dreams, right? I have these desires in my business and life. And every time I try to go forward, things just don't seem to line up. And I do affirmations and I do stomping on the ground and standing on my head, you know? How can something like hypnotherapy or your specific kind of report and webinar we're going to talk about in a second, how can that really serve me today? What makes this different other than just watching YouTube videos or something about confidence and whatnot? I mean, what's the difference?
Oh, okay. Well, this is a lot different than that. I mean, this is
Okay.
first not anything passive, and there's something for everyone. So we've got progress tracking. We're able to track your progress. A journal. I journal. Everyone should journal. You keep track of where you were. You read it a few months later. Did I think that? Was that me? Did I have those ideas? Wow, how they've changed. That's the best way that you can see progress. Of course, self-hypnosis tracks because I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I've been doing this for over 30 years. And then our good friend Mark Lane, our mutual friend, contributed something, Wealth Pathways of Millionaires, where he interviewed millionaires and really dove into what they do. So it's millionaires other than me. So he got into like affiliate marketing, somebody who's into that, investing, real estate, freelancing, selling physical products, side income, and other things. So he interviewed people who know all about that. And then we've also got a 30 to 60 day challenge where you can win cash. You can win cash prizes. So that's different. You won't get that from YouTube.
Right. You're not going to get that from YouTube. Right.
You're not going to win any cash prizes. You might end up paying a few, but you're not going to win any. And then we've also got some transformational health secrets that are revealed because Mark and I are, both big believers in health. And then I think the icing on the cake, which as far as I know you also won't get from YouTube, is a certification. If you go through everything, you can get certified in this so that you can show people, hey, I know this stuff and I can teach you and I can show you that I know it because I've got a certification in it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that you were doing certifications. That's actually kind of cool. I know that you have right now a free report out about wealth, brain, less stress, more money, and one plan. Can you tell us a little bit about that free report?
Yeah, the free report is all about, as you know, the free report is all about focusing on letting go of stress. So you've got stress in your life. You want to acknowledge that. And it's kind of like the shadow we talked about earlier. If you don't acknowledge this negativity, it can come back to bite you in a big way. So acknowledge the stress, let it go, focus on money, and doing all of this with one plan. So when we say wealth brain, we're going to get your brain on track to generate wealth without these distractions like stress.
So when you are using the words you're using inside of your hypnotherapy sessions, are you saying things like generate wealth or make money or earn money? Is there particular words that you say are stronger to use?
I think that anytime you're at what you're referring to is the script part of the hypnosis
session.
Yeah,
the script session, right? So earn money, make money, create wealth, generate wealth. Is there a specific one that you say this one's a better word for reprogramming your subconscious?
We find that a variety are helpful. When we look at that, it would be multifactorial if we were to, look at it on a study. I'm going to go nerd on you now because my doctor.
Yeah, go nerd out.
All right. So if we looked at it, we'd have to analyze it as a multifactorial situation, realizing that the factors are the individuals and the aspects of their lives. And because we don't have the resources to analyze every person who may take the course, what we've done is, with my 30 years of experience, we've taken those key phrases, some of which you mentioned there, and we've put those in, and we've got all of them, because some may pertain to this person, some to that person, some to the other person. So we've made sure to mix all of those and many more in there.
So it's really interesting to me because I've had hypnotherapy sessions before. I've hired hypnotherapy people before. So, and if you don't mind, I'd like to share my own personal story with that. Are you okay with that? It's your interview, but are you okay with that?
I want to hear it.
You want to hear? I think it's a really great story because actually there was a gentleman I was dating. He lived in Vegas. It's not you, by the way, but it's obviously not. But it was a gentleman that lived in Vegas and we were dating, and I lived in Orlando at the time, and we both were traveling a lot for business. We were in the speaking seminar business, and he was a hypnotherapist by trade. He traveled the country doing hypnotherapy shows and whatnot. And as a gift to me, he created, it's a CD, back to like CDs, right? No, because a CD for me that when I traveled, I could listen to it at night in the hotel room, wherever I was at. And he had these wonderful, beautiful things like you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're, all these great things. And so he would do an induction, which people don't know what that is. It's kind of like what I call walking backwards and allowing you to relax. And then he would do statements inside of the session, right? This is kind of sounds similar, right? That's what you do. Now, here's what's interesting, what happened. So I listened to this all the time because I absolutely loved how it made me feel. And of course, it was his voice and we were dating, that whole thing. And I would always fall asleep to it, except one night. Now, what you got to get is I was living in Orlando. I just bought a brand new house in Orlando. I was very happy with and excited and loved and all that. He was living in Vegas, just kind of an apartment, no ties to really to Vegas. And I had some serious ties to Orlando. And all of a sudden I started thinking about moving to Vegas, which sounds weird because it like made no sense in my business career and all that. But I let it go. I thought maybe it's because for him. And then one night I'm in LA, I'll never forget, I'm in LA and I'm listening to this CD, but I, for some reason, just wasn't really in tune to it, And so I didn't go under, I didn't go to sleep. My brain was racing. And I heard him say during the hypnosis, you want to move to Vegas.
Oh,
dirty, right?
Yeah. That's
now. It's kind of a good bad example, but I want to share it with you. So of course he was like in East Coast. I called, it was like 4 a.m. East Coast time, and I just yelled at him, and I never used it again. Right. I was like, how dare you? I just bought a house for probably, you're talking made some sense. I was wondering where my brain was saying that, but it's a great kind of example of the power of it, Now that was kind of a negative situation, obviously, but at the same time, it does, because I was starting to go, I should move to Vegas. I'm like, why would I move to Vegas? Like the rational me was like, that makes no sense.
Did you go back and play it when you were awake and listen through it to find it?
I did. Yeah. I was listening to it like on a conscious level and not going. And I'm like, yeah, he did it. Of course, I tore up the CD or broke it or whatever I did. Right. Which is sad because everything else was really amazing,
Yeah,
just that one piece.
Yeah,
so
putting the medicine in with the sugar.
Right. Okay. So I'm sharing that story because I want to push it back to you here, is the power of it. I mean, the power of hypnosis, of how I was literally looking at changing my entire life and with this hypnosis situation.
So you really were? You started to get a plan together to move to Vegas? Then you're
kind of. I went to Vegas a lot for business, and I started to look around and asking questions and like, where would you live? And like, what's Vegas like? And look at Henderson and Summerlin and all that. And yeah, I was actually like, what does that look like? But there was this piece of me like, that doesn't make sense. Like you just bought a house in Orlando and your company's in Orlando.
Not like the other. Yeah. So if you have a thought that suddenly doesn't belong and you pick it out, you may want to look into it. Good for you. So hopefully you didn't continue.
No. I stayed in Orlando. We broke up.
Yeah, good. Because that's obviously that's a no. That's anytime you have that kind of power, like over someone's subconscious mind, that's the clear boundary. You only put in there what they want to have in there.
But it's a great example of how powerful it can be.
It is that, yes. On the dark side of things, it is. It definitely is. And so that's the way life works. You think you're doing things because this is what I'm going to do. Then you realize, oh, wait a minute, someone in my youth strongly influenced me to become a blank, or I became a blank because I didn't think I could become a blank. So you realize there's a lot of control going on you're not aware of.
Yeah, I know for me that my mom told me when I was second grade that I was really bad at spelling. So there I go, bad at spelling.
Are you?
I become bad at spelling because I'm also big on the computer. So I just...
Yeah, it doesn't even matter anymore. I don't even think they teach typing anymore. I mean, kids know how to type because they want to text their friends. Why? Who needs to teach
typing? They don't
typing?
need to do cursive anymore and all that, but it's almost like my mom stated it and I just took it on and boom, I was. You know what I mean?
Well, now we've got spell check, so you're good.
We're good. Yeah, we're good. But again, it's that programming, right? So my question to you is, if someone's going, well, my mom or dad or parents or grandparents said these certain things around money specifically.
Oh yeah, and whose didn't? Everyone says
who's didn't, right? We all had that. How do you really? Can it be really reprogrammed, Dr. Steve? Can it?
It can. It can actually. It can definitely be reprogrammed, and that's why an immersive situation is the best. And I remember when I went to military school, I went to Riverside Military Academy in Gainesville, Georgia, where all the bad kids got sent. And no, I'm just kidding. But, you get threatened to get sent to military or boarding schools. So anyway, so there I was. And they recruited heavily from the South American countries. Kids would come in speaking no English, zero English. And in 3 months, they'd be speaking fluent English. Now, they were at the right age for learning. But it's that immersion idea. They were totally immersed in it. There were rules against speaking Spanish, actually. I don't think you could do that now. But there are rules against speaking Spanish at a table. Why? Not because of being culturally inappropriate, but because they wanted them to learn English. And so did their parents. Their parents wanted them. So immersion is the best. So that's what we gear everything toward, an immersive environment. Or you can just listen to the hypnosis audios, because there's tremendous gain to be made by just listening to audios.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, completely. Yeah. Like I said, I was listening to a CD audio, and it was actually reprogramming.
Proof is in the pudding. There you go.
Yeah. Proof is in the pudding. So if you're interested in the free report that we were talking about, please the link below. And what's going to happen is you're going to get the free report. And then you're also going to be given an opportunity to have a webinar where Dr. Steve is going to be going through his process around this. So talk about that. Talk about what you're going to be talking about in the webinar, and really, why are you doing this? Because I know for a long time you've been in the service side of business and really gearing towards working directly, but why now are you really focusing on helping people on more of a mass level on the product side?
On more of a which side?
Product side, like more of an information marketing perspective.
By creating an information product? Yeah. Well, we've actually been doing that for quite some time, and this is our latest one. Oh. And yes, so we've been yes, and so primarily, though, since I'm an NLP trainer and a hypnotherapist, I'm a hypnotherapist primarily. We focus on those things, and I've been focusing on those for about 30 years. But now we're realizing that people want and need a more well-rounded approach. So that's why we've got this. So yes, we were jumping ahead earlier to what I will be talking about in the webinar. And again, just to reiterate some of those things, we've got a way for you to track your progress, to journal, self-hypnosis tracks again, and the interviews that our friend Mark did, and the 30 to 60 day challenge, where, as I said, YouTube won't pay you money that I know of to take a challenge, but we will. So, and it's all part of the Dream Life ecosystem. There are a lot of Dream Lifers involved, and you can actually talk with them also. Also, transformational health secrets, and as I mentioned before, the certification. Now, those are all the things I'll be talking about in the webinar. What we're making available right now is that free report that does come with a hypnosis track, and that's Wealth Brain, Less Stress, More Money, One Plan.
Got it. Okay. And so if they're interested in that, go ahead and click the link below on what's on the screen right now and go check that out. We've got a free report, and you just laid it out. And what I hear is this is a full encompassing kind of program that basically is going to say, hey, we're going to help you get your dream life. We are literally going to reprogram your brain to get your dream life. Is that too much to say?
No, that's exactly what it's designed for. It's designed to show you a system that you can implement in your life that's going to finally, because it's got all the parts, use the parts you want. If you don't want some of the parts, don't use them. If you don't want to interact with the community, don't do it. If you don't care about certification, don't get certified. You've still got so much other information in there, the hypnosis tracks, the modules. So that's what I talk about in the webinar that you can get access to by going to that link. And it's just exciting stuff, because I finally found a way with an all-encompassing approach to immerse people in what I call dream life mastery, so that they can create their dream life for themselves.
I love that. Dream life mastery. Oh, I love that. That's yummy. That's really yummy. Yeah. Dream life mastery. Don't move to Vegas. I'm just kidding, by the way. It's interesting how I only listen to that hypnotherapy CD about 4 or 5 times, and every time I travel to Vegas, I go there a lot actually, and I still hear it, like, I used to move to Vegas, and I'm always like, I wonder if that's really me.
Right. What if you legitimately decide to move to Vegas? Then you're thinking, well, if I do, then that means he controlled my mind and made Vegas, but maybe I really do want to.
Right. There's very much like a
good luck unraveling that.
Yeah, seriously, because I know so many friends in Vegas. I know a ton of people there, and all of my friends who are from San Diego keep moving there, obviously, because they keep making money when they move. And so, yeah, there is kind of a piece of me. I was just there a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, I should move to Vegas. I'm like, wait, is that the CD, or is that really?
Hey, you
So,
never know.
you never know.
I've noticed a lot of people moving to Vegas also for various reasons, but above all, you've got a very logical reason because there's no state tax. But of course, you've got that in Texas also.
Yeah, I do. And I love Austin. It's just, it's just kind of fun to think about. So, all right. So if someone's like, I really want my dream life, Dr. Stephen, this program will really help them rewire, old programs or old subconscious things and create maybe new ones, create new conscious and the right ones. I feel like sometimes people think, well, what kind of affirmation should I do? Or what kind of hypnotherapy should I say? Or how does this work? What if I don't say it right? All those kinds of things, which I'm sure your clients come up against as well, and your private clients. This particular program is going to lay it out and create the dream life. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I always like that too. If I'm working on something like training or something, I hired a trainer. Dietitian, I hired, working on diet, I hired a dietitian. I like to know from a professional what I should do to achieve that goal. Yeah. So if there's someone who's offering to just show me the way and I can just do that, then I'm in. So that's what this is.
Perfect. I love it. Well, go ahead and click the link below for the upcoming woman. I'm going to get the name of it again one more time. Do you have it in front of you?
Dream Life Mastery.
Oh,
the report they're going to get. Yes.
Yeah. So I have wealth, brain, less stress, more money, and one plan.
That is it. That is it. And once you get that, then I will be sharing with you some other information that we've also kind of jumped ahead and looked at as a little preview to that. But yeah, this is a free report. There's no charge. Free hypnosis, free report. Take it, check it out, see if it's for you, apply it to your life. And the whole idea is for you to move forward, make more money, and to be happy and in tune with yourself.
I love that. And by the way, I did have a question for you, a professional question. I haven't seen a program like this before, and I definitely haven't seen a program even close to this that does journaling. So can you tell us and explain to me and the audience, why is journaling so important in your process?
Yeah, journaling is very important because what you want to realize is, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to be making progress. It's kind of like a kid who has a growth spurt over the summer and doesn't realize that he or she has grown any taller until the friends say, hey, you're quite a bit taller. Or the parents say, hey, stand up against the wall and let's measure. Oh, you grew 6 inches or what have you. So it's kind of like that. And so the way we replicate that in this is to have a journal. That's where we're kind of measuring your growth progress of all kinds of things. And it doesn't just have to be wealth. What you're going to find is that they all work together. So the journaling is something that I've personally found to be very powerful for me. And I wanted to bring it into this because that's how you can see for yourself the actual concrete evidence that you are making progress.
That's so true. I love that. Yeah. Like here you did 3 at the gap. Like someone's like, you notice the gap of everything. And so do you teach people how to journal?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't want to, if I'm working on something, I don't want to have to figure out what to do here and what to do there. I want it all laid out for me. So that's what we've done. You can freestyle it if you want. If you have your own way that you're comfortable with, that's fine. But for those who want a pattern, the patterns are in there because I respect that. I like that too. I like knowing the template that I should follow to have the success that that person had.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know from myself, I journal, but there's different new ways to actually journal to kind of move things in your brain and your body and your life, right? So I'm always interested in that and with that journaling process. So I'm actually very interested in that personally. So, because I think journaling is absolutely amazing. So anyways, if you guys are interested in this, we're going to wrap it up here in a second. If you're interested in Dr. Steve process and what he's doing in this free report, I highly suggest you click the link below. It's a free report. I mean, what's the harm of that, right? Free report on wealth, brain, less stress, more money, and one plan. And Dr. Steve, I really appreciate you being here today and just giving information and sharing. Is there just a couple things you want to share last minute at the end of your interview?
Yeah, I always like to leave people with this idea, which is a song from the musical group America. And it says, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And the takeaway from that is that hypnosis isn't going to give you anything that you don't already have. You already have that within you. You already have that beauty, that strength, that power, that drive, that wealth creation ability. You already have that within you. What hypnosis and an immersive program like we've been talking about will do is just remind you. Sometimes you need a kick in the rear. Sometimes you need a gentle reminder. We've got all of that built in to pull out of you the potential that you already have.
I love that. What was the name of the song again?
It's, what's the name of the song? It's about the Wizard of Oz. And
the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
By the group America. Sorry, Ross. Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. Yep. Right. And that's my singing. That's why I don't sing for a living.
Yeah, don't go singing in Vegas, Dr. Steve. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Voice, not good singing voice.
Okay, Dr. Steve, I really appreciate it. Again, go check out the free report right here. Again, it's Wealth, Brain, Less Stress, Mo Money, and One Plan. Go check it out. Hey, thanks for being here, Dr. Steve. I really appreciate your time and helping more people and just really expanding beyond the celebrities and beyond the 500 Fortune 500 executives. I think it's really important that everyone gets this information because we're always being programmed. And so thank you so much for your time.
Heather Ann, thanks for making this possible. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Again, this is Heather Havenwood. Check it out. It's heatherhavenwood.com. And go ahead and click the link below. It's a free report, right? What's the worst that can happen? It's a free report. Seriously, go check it out. Wealth, Brain, One Plan, Mo Money, Less Stress. You can do this. I'm going to go check it out myself. Go check out the link below and or right here in the video. All right, guys, this is Heather Havenwood. Check it out. heatherhavenwood.com.